Good morning, everyone. We are going to walk Mulberry Street. Good old Mulberry, right through Little Italy. Or what I like to call Little Italy. Right now we're on Worth Street. We're gonna make a right here on to Mulberry. So here we go. So eventually we will make our way through the Little Italy area. There's going to be some tight quarters kind of walking. The sidewalks on Mulberry, as you can see, they're kind of narrow. And also we're walking on the curved part of Mulberry. This right here is Mott Street. It's like a little alley street. Speaking about the curve, if you were paying attention when we did the Canal Street walk, I spoke about how Canal Street got its name. And that ties into this. The reason the streets are curved like this down here is because back in the old days, the collecting pond, the water source used to be in this area, so when they built the streets, they had to build it around it. That's why the streets curve a little bit down here.
Yeah, one or two numbers. She said there's one scouting.
Here we go. Streets will start straightening out now. It is cold today. It is February 1st, so no need to complain about it being cold. We're pretty much halfway through the winter. Got about a month and a half left of this.
I was a dance and theater manually, so like they're moving, so I gotta adjust my focus.
Temperature is 35. The temperature's actually dropping throughout the day. There's a cold front coming through, so it's really windy. We're kind of walking into the wind. Let's get across the street. Time is around, I want to say around 11:30. So we're going to be doing this walk all the way down Mulberry until we hit, I think it ends over by Bleecker, over by the old St. Patrick's. Call it the old St. Patrick's because it used to be the Archdiocese of New York before the new St. Patrick's was built. When we get down there, we'll talk about it. We got to cross Canal Street here. If this looks familiar, that's because we were just here on the last walk a few days ago. Ah, the smell of baked goods. I just got a whiff of it smells like some cinnamon rolls or something. So Little Italy is, it's obviously not what it used to be. My great-grandfather, when he emigrated here, they lived on Mulberry for a short amount of time. There was a lot of apartments that were available for the Italian immigrants as they came over so they could settle in for a little while and get some work down in this area in all the shops. Eventually, they got a place in Park Slope on President Street. And then eventually my grandparents had kids. That was when my father, on my father's side, ended up moving out to Sunset Park. So here we are. This is really the heart of it now. As you can see, on both sides you have all of the cafes and restaurants and the bakeries. Some of these cafes and some of these, I know the bakery, Cafe Roma, and the bakery, I think Ferrara, has been around since the 1800s. So a lot of these places have been around since the 1800s, early 1900s. Right over there is Cafe Napoli. See, so you're gonna have like a lot of restaurants and a lot of souvenir shops. That's really what it's pretty much become. A lot of us locals call it a tourist trap because that's where everybody comes here. And obviously, there goes Lananas. Obviously, this is, the same street that the San Gennaro feast runs down, and you can go in my channel and find the 2 San Gennaro feast walks I did in the last couple of years. Of course, you got the Christmas store. Give you guys a look at the Christmas store in New York. It's open all year. So if you love Christmas, Christmas is all year here. So. All right. There goes Cannoli King. And down this street, if you look straight up ahead, you got a good view of the Empire State Building straight down Mulberry. Down there they have the streets closed, so you can just walk on the street if you want. See some of these old style armory type buildings, apartment tenement buildings that have been converted. I think what I'll do is I'll just stay in the street because I get a better view of both sides. See, all the old tenement style apartments are still here. They'll probably always be here. Yeah, you can't get rid of these. And this is what I was telling you. This is Cafe Roma over here. The Cafe Roma, I believe, has been around, I think the 1890s. It's definitely been around since the 1800s. You see everybody is out lining up to either get something to eat or eating something that they've already bought. Get the bagel shop here, Leon's Bagels, which is popular. The Mulberry magazine shop is still here. I guess they still print out magazines. We are now crossing Kenmare, and I am still in the street. So I'll get back on the sidewalk. This right here is Spring Street. It's just about lunchtime. So a lot of these places are actually opening up because they do serve lunch, but a lot of times some of them will open up just for like a late lunch, and then of course dinner and nightlife.
I can get something else.
I'm going to take us across the street. You can see how tight these streets are. Very tight streets. This is the Grey Dog. As you can see, people are lining up just to get in for lunch. That is the lunchtime line to get in. A lot of these places, they take reservations and stuff. Alright, so this right here is the old St. Patrick's. Well, let me turn the camera when I get across the street. Behind that wall is a cemetery. They have a cemetery on either side. It wraps around. There was a bunch of tourists on the other side of the street taking their time crossing. So this was the original St. Patrick's. This was the original Archdiocese of New York. And I think it's been around since like early 1800s. Let me get out of the sun. This church actually had a really big fire. There's a sign right here. This church had a really big fire that gutted it while they were building the new St. Patrick's. And they eventually restored it, and then I think it was 2 years before the next Mass was held. I'm just going by memory, by the way. I don't read Wikipedia, I just go by my knowledge from history passed down to me. And I'll show you guys the cemetery. Which is right behind these doors. But there's a gate that we can look in. But then over here, they this is the catacombs. They do have catacombs here. I think there's about 30 to 35 families in here. And they do give tours here too. It's called the Catacombs of Candlelight. And then this is the cemetery, part of it. And you can see the cemetery wraps around either side of the church and goes back to the other street, the other side of the block over there. Look at this. This I always love looking at this building right here. Look at that. Is that amazing? Look how tall this building is. This is probably one of the tallest buildings in the area a couple hundred years ago. This right here is Jersey Street. This takes you down Jersey Street. Jersey Street in New York City. I see you. I'm waiting for you. I'm gonna cut in front of this guy though. All right, we're almost done with the walk. We got about a block or two. Took you guys down Mulberry Street. So do a little look up here at the architecture. You can see these fire escapes. Look at these old fire escapes. Those are some old school fire escapes. We are crossing East Houston Street, the big, busy thoroughfare that has the very long red light, but we got the green light this time.
Yeah.
Well, we are at the end, so I want to thank everybody for taking this short. Looks like we hit about 25 minutes. 25 minutes of walking down Mulberry Street. We went through Little Italy, checked out a lot of the establishments along the way. And this right here is Bleecker Street. And this is the train station, which connects to the Broadway Lafayette train station. This way you would get the 6, and then you would connect through the underground tunnel to get over to Broadway Lafayette, which is right down here. Right here is Bleecker and Lafayette. So I want to thank everybody for coming along on the walk. I will catch everyone on the next one, wherever that's going to be. So stay tuned and take care, everyone. Bye-bye.